What's up, Cowboys Nation? I'm Nick Eatman along with Brian Schottenheimer, the newest head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And, Coach, before I even ask it, how does that sound, the ring to that?
Honestly, Nick, it sounded different when you said it, and maybe it's just starting to settle in a little bit, but it sounds amazing. I'm honored. I'm humbled to be sitting in this chair at the head of the table for one of the greatest sports teams in the world.
What does your text messages look like right now? What does your cell phone look like? And have you gotten back to a percentage of them?
Well, I'm going to brag here for a second.
Okay.
There's 988 text messages. And
can we get 12 more?
Yeah, we need to get up to 1,000. But it's all about people that love me, care about me, a ton of friends, a ton of lifelong coaches. Of course, there's people looking for a job, which I humbly say I will text them back because I've been there. I've been the guy out looking for work, but I'm incredibly humbled, and it shows you that when you get those, you've impacted a lot of people along your journey, and that's really what matters.
You've grown up, obviously, and we'll talk about that with your dad as a head coach and also in the NFL. But what did the Dallas Cowboys mean from afar? What did America's team and all that? When you looked at the brand when you weren't in it, what did it mean to you back then?
Winning, championships, great players, legendary coach. You know, you're talking to somebody that grew up in the profession, so I know Tex Schramm, I know Gil Brandt, I know what they did, I know what they meant to this, and then, you know, fast forward with Jerry and the Joneses taking over, and bringing Jimmy and Johnson, those guys in. It's always the name rings success. The name rings winning and pursuing a world's championship, and that's something that we're not going to shy away from. That's something we're going to talk about. It's something we're going to work towards because that's the ultimate goal. And again, if we're not shooting for that, then why are we putting in the time and the effort? Why are we straining to do something that doesn't make us the best in the world?
You said that in the press conference. If we're not here to win championships, what are we doing? You also said that Dak Prescott's a guy we got the right guy, he's going to lead us to championships. He led a few guys, it seemed like, to the press conference. What was that like, seeing him in the back there?
So I knew my family was going to be there. I literally, I almost lost it when I saw him. I figured there'd be one or two. You can hear it in my voice now. To see the number of guys that were there, I think it shows that we're off to a fast start. We're connected. We know each other's hearts. We know each other's dreams. We know what we need to get done, and we also understand how much work we have to put into it. But truly humbled. I love them and appreciate it, and we'll remember that part maybe as much as anything in today's conversations.
Talk about the balance of a coach, of being, it sounds like you're a definition of a player's coach. Players love you, respect you. How do you balance making them uncomfortable also at the same time?
Well, if you talk to them, they'll make it very clear to you that I can make them uncomfortable. It's not about that. It's about developing relationships. And everybody uses that word, Nick, but these are real relationships. These are based on trust. They're based on respect, the ability to have hard conversations. What I would say one of my greatest gifts as a leader is I'm consistent. So whether we win a game, whether we lose a game, whether I'm dealing with a star player or a role player, I'm never going to change. I'm going to be who I am. And I think that's what the players respect and love about me. But I know how to make them uncomfortable.
I'm going to ask you one more question here. You talked about winning championships. What's the biggest challenge for you, a bigger challenge? Getting this franchise to win a Super Bowl, or you meeting the expectations of your father?
I think it's honestly neither, if I'm being honest with you. I think the greatest, because I'm a process guy, okay? So the biggest thing for us and for me as the head coach of this football team is to put together the best coaching staff that we can, because that's the first challenge. We have to identify and bring in the right teachers, the right motivators, the guys that can develop fundamentals and techniques, guys that will have the connection with their players. Because if you don't have the connection with or the relationship with your players, it's more difficult to criticize. It's more difficult to point out when they're not doing things they're supposed to do. So I'm not competing with my father. I'm competing with myself and for the standards and the expectations that I've always had, which is to win a Super Bowl. And I don't have one. I've been to 2 AFC Championship games, but that is the main objective, and I know I can honor my father by winning the Super Bowl.
That's awesome. Coach, I know you've got a lot of things to do, so thank you for joining us. You got text messages to respond to as well, but we're looking forward to working with you here and so excited about you being here and the next chapter here with the Cowboys.
It has begun. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. All right, that's Brian Schottenheimer, newest head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see you next time on DallasCowboys.com.